My name's B. If I'm being honest, my life is kind of a mess. Like most people, I've had some issues with harmful habits, but I didn't have the motivation to put effort into fixing them. I have all these aspirations and goals I've wanted to work towards, ways I've wanted to improve my life. But instead of actually pursuing those things, I've just been letting them stack up. I've been living in this vicious cycle of growing to-do lists and a fear of failure, and at this point, my anxiety from inaction is worse than just forcing myself to get up and go for it. So, I'm finally gonna do something about it. I think I ultimately reached my breaking point this past school year. It was my freshman year of college, and I felt really lost. Kinda like I was fighting against myself. Now, in high school, I was able to get away with blaming a lot of my struggles on my surrounding circumstances. For one, my school caught on fire and caused us to go virtual a month before the rest of the world shut down. And then, like most people, my mental and physical health tanked during quarantine. Don't get me wrong, of course I know that was hard, but my true issues came from me wallowing in the hardship. I let myself stay stuck because it was more comfortable to be unhealthy than to confront my shortcomings. Over time, I got better at recognizing this and started breaking away from that headspace. But last year forced a lot of change on me. Graduating high school, most of my closest friends moving away, learning to be independent, and starting over right when I felt like I finally got my footing. I was in pretty rough shape for most of my first year of college. So, now that I'm back home for the summer, I'm trying to set myself up for success going into my sophomore year. Moving forward, there are some things that I need to take into account. For one, I'm currently without a job, so whatever endeavors I attempt are going to be under a limited budget. The less money spent where it doesn't need to be, the better. I also need to make sure I'm wary of putting too much pressure on myself in these videos. If I'm going to make this work, I need to be okay with making mistakes and fighting my perfectionist urges. My life motto for the past few years has been something that my mom says to me. It doesn't have to be perfect to be beautiful. That's the mindset I want to have moving forward with the content I make. Now, all of this isn't just going to be some overnight change. It's going to require a lot of effort to rewire my brain from what it's been doing for the past few years. And for some things, my whole life. But I'm finally ready to start making progress and push through. So, what are the areas of my life that I'm going to be working on? Well, I've determined some loose categories to help me target some of my goals. These are some of the aspects of my life that I feel like I've been wanting to make the most change in. Some of my goals actually fit into more than one of these, so they aren't super specific to any particular tasks. These categories are personalization, creativity and hobbies, health and habits, cleaning and organization, and well-being. Personalization includes things like my personal style and customizing some of my stuff to make it more me. Creativity and hobbies is stuff like picking up reading again or working on defeating my art block. Health and habits is working on things like my screen time, sleep schedule, and being more active. Cleaning and organization is pretty self-explanatory, I think, but involves finally cleaning and organizing my room. And well-being focuses on self-care and breaking out of some of my comfort zones. I also have some goals I want to keep in mind. For one, I want to use this channel as a creative outlet to express myself. Pretty much since I was like 7 years old, I've wanted to start a YouTube channel. I grew up on this platform, watching so many different creators do what they love, and I've always been so inspired by it. So now I'm taking the next step towards pursuing that for myself. To be honest, even if no one ever watches this, I'll just be happy that I was able to make something that not only I'm proud of, but that little me can be proud of too. My second goal is making healthy changes to my life. I feel like when it comes to working on yourself, it's very easy to slip into a self-destructive mindset. Picking apart all of your flaws or trying to make shortcuts to see a result sooner. But none of that ends up being a sustainable transformation. My goal is to make sure I'm approaching this the right way. The healthier I am, the more likely these habits will last longer. Lastly, I have a bit of a time crunch. I have a lot that I want to accomplish, but for a decent number of those things, I want to get them done before I go back to school this fall. Like, for instance, stuff like fixing my sleep schedule and setting up my room at home are tasks that would be most beneficial for me to get done this summer. However, at this point in time, I only have around less than 2 months before I move back, so the stakes are high. So, I have a plan. I know. It might seem like a lot. It's gonna take quite a bit of effort to make so much effective change in my life, especially in such a short period of time. But if I'm being honest, I'm just so excited to finally take these first steps forward. And I'm here for the challenge. I've been wanting to make all of this a reality for so long. I've put in so much time carefully crafting every detail, and I couldn't be more excited to finally go for it. Okay, now what? Well, for starters, this plan needs a name. So, without further ado, welcome to my new series, B Gets Better. Hey, so if I'm being honest, I'm feeling a little defeated. So after I was done planning, I walked back upstairs to my room and I saw just how much of an explosion my room still is. So I decided to, as you can see, get out of the house. There's lots of loud bugs and creatures, but this is a spot that I come quite often to clear my head because, as you can see, it's quite beautiful. I don't know. I'm just feeling a little bit down on myself right now. I just realized all that time I spent planning in my journal, I could have spent cleaning my room. You might have thought that too. I've never really been a just get up and do kind of person. I'm also not super organized, but I like to make plans of action, or at least get my brain out onto the page. It's why I love journaling so much. So I'm trying to be okay with the fact that, in a lot of people's opinion, I just wasted my time. But to me, it was helpful. Because now I have the motivation to just start. And I need to listen to myself. I need to not put so much pressure on myself to be perfect right off the bat. Or perfect at all, even. I don't know. I'm trying to learn to be okay with the fact that I am not the kind of person who is good at managing their time or who can keep their room clean very easily. But that's why I'm starting this series, so that I can work on all of those things. It doesn't have to be perfect to be beautiful. And me using my journal to plan, that's my beautiful. This is my beautiful. I have my methods that I use to clear my head and to make sense of my brain. And I really do think that it helped me to get it all into my journal. Journaling is something I've been doing for a very long time to be used as a tool for exactly that, helping to figure out my brain. I've done it in a bunch of different ways over the years. Like, I originally just started off bullet journaling. I've also done some prayer journaling, and I've tried just like stream of consciousness journaling too, junk journaling, all of the different kinds. But I think what has stuck the most is a combination of all of those. I essentially, over the past year, have found a method that works for me really well, where it's just all in one thing. It's like my brain in a book. And the one that you just saw me planning in, that was journal number 3 of that kind. And those journals, they really have helped me a lot. I can credit a huge part of who I am to those 3 books that I've filled out so far. So I don't know why I'm beating myself up so much for taking the unconventional way, because this is my way. And it doesn't have to be someone else's way for it to work for me. Honestly, the main thing that's holding me back right now is thinking about what other people would think if they saw this, which they're going to. I'm going to post this, but what they're going to think when they see how much I have wasted my time. But I don't think I wasted my time. So then why am I caring? Because honestly, this is the most motivated I've been to clean my room in a very long time. I mean, it's currently like beginning, middle-ish of July, and I moved back home at the start of May. And I just have kept pushing off setting up my room and cleaning it and organizing it and like settling back into my home for a while now. And I'm ready to finally do it. I don't know. I just kind of feel bad, but I shouldn't. Because journaling is something that has helped to better me. And isn't that the point of this series? Be gets better. I need to not be as hard on myself. I'm doing okay. Taking this first step is further than I've gotten in the past, even if it was just a little step. I think I'm ready for the next step. But for now, I think I'm just gonna enjoy the view. It's pretty, isn't it? All right. I'll see you at home.
Say hi.
Are you recording?
Yeah.
Hi. This is what the page that I'm writing on looks like. Cheers. So I've been trying to figure out how to do this overhead shot for a while. As you can see, I'm getting a bit crafty. This is indeed a hammer hair tied to a ruler that is chip clipped to my phone. So we're still working on it. Yeah, all right. I got a spider web on my face.
Uno momento.
Never mind. It's not worth it anymore.
Turkey, lettuce, and cheese.
All right.
How you doing?
Trying to record.
Oh yeah.
Ow.
Hello there.
The road, and this is officially my longest daily series on my channel of all time, because the Penny series was my longest before, and that was 30 days. So pretty surreal. We're in uncharted territory, but I'm having so much fun with Haley. She's hiding behind me reading a book.
Just in case you were wondering, this is the current setup. Put my phone right up there. It's the top of a box. I have my laptop and a book and my weighted dinosaurs holding it up there. Once again, no tripod. Had to use a bunch of toiletry bins that I had on top of a chair, on top of a treadmill. Oops, I'm so out of breath. This hurts my face.